Hello, you wonderful people. So for today's video, I'm going to talk about something obviously that came up in the most recent episode of The Flash. It's a little bit of a spoiler, but not really. It's just me talking about this little tiny thing that I thought was kind of interesting. I obviously brought it up during the review, but I just kind of want to elaborate more on it because there's some stuff that's kind of subsequently popped up in my head. So basically break it down what I'm talking about. Obviously, we learned a little bit earlier on in the season. The fact is that Nora didn't know the connection between Eobard and Barry. And it was kind of interesting because the fact is, it's like, how do you not know about the history between Eobard and your dad? I mean, that's a heated adversary, but we kind of understand why now, because in the most recent episode we found out the reason why Nora didn't know is because everything about Eobard, especially at the Flash Museum, there was nothing said about it. All his files were locked. The only information that was in there was the date he got arrested. And as we know, obviously Nora and her mom were on best terms, especially because Nora was like, oh, all you've done is lie to me my entire life. So obviously she's not going to go to her mom for, you know, stuff like that. And obviously that's probably something Iris doesn't want to talk about because it's connected to such a painful thing, especially Barry being gone and that being such a traumatic thing in Barry's life. And so that in my head was what I initially thought, like, oh, Iris blocked the reverse Flash information, everything about Eobard, because I thought, because obviously they have such a connected history, that that's the reason why, that she was afraid, like, obviously any information that comes up about Eobard would lead back to Barry, and obviously she's trying to keep Barry's identity secret, because not everyone, it's still, even with him being gone, not everyone knows that Barry is, you know, the Flash. So I thought maybe, you know, in my mind I was like, oh, that was her trying to protect his secret identity and stuff like that. Obviously a continuation of like trying to protect Nora to keep her from learning that truth and stuff like that. But subsequently something else that's popped in my mind is it's not just about protecting Barry. Maybe that is a part of it, but another part is she doesn't want Eobard to get any notoriety, I guess. I mean, he has like this whole like, oh, he's a Flash villain. That's kind of all there is to it. Like, she doesn't want anyone to know anything else about him because that's what his whole thing has been about. He wanted to be better than the Flash, and now they're like, oh yeah, you're one of his villains, but no one will ever know how closely tied to the Flash you are, how important you are in his life and stuff like that, because it would have made him more of a celebrity amongst the villains, I guess, to a certain degree. So maybe that's one reason. Another reason I've kind of subsequently been thinking that maybe that's why Iris did it, just because that's what he fed off of. Why he did all this, because if I can't be the Flash, I'm gonna beat the Flash, you know, and that was kind of like a big part of his motivation. At least that's what it seems like. So, you know, kind of why he harbored so much hate towards Barry. And so, like I said, initially I just took it as like the first thing, but now I'm thinking maybe it's the second thing, or maybe it's actually a combination of the two. It's really hard to say, but I think that's such a fascinating thing. I mean, I could be completely wrong. I mean, maybe someone else locked it, but I can only assume it had to be Iris because she is trying to keep so much about Barry's life. Even the fact is of him being the Flash, Nora only found out, hell, it wasn't even Iris that told her. It wasn't even Eobard that told her. She had to learn it from Gideon when it's like, oh yeah, Iris West Allen, and obviously your dad, Barry Allen, also known as the Flash. She's like, wait, my dad was the Flash? That's how she actually found out. So obviously it's just a combination of just like Iris keeping stuff from her. So I just think that's such a fascinating thing. Like I said, I could be wrong, but my mindset is that it had to be Iris who ended up cyber locking it. We'll have to wait and see, you know, later on to find out if that is true or not. But really, that's all I want to talk about in this video. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and good